Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Metacraft SMP. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Wanna see the most illegal thing I own? Oh, check this out. How wonderful is that? Tonight we're gonna have a little bit of fun. So if you remember a few episodes back, we blew up this small hole in our base over here. This was like 3 or 4 stacks of TNT, I don't really remember. But that was pretty fun, and now we're gonna blow up all 27 stacks that I gathered over here. So underneath the surface over here, there are a bunch of like 2-block tunnels that I dug like really without order. It's really chaotically made. Doesn't really make sense. They're not evenly apart or anything. But I'm gonna fill all of these up with a little bit of explosives each. So I hope you guys trust me when I tell you that I really wanna blow up all 27 stacks of this TNT at once in our base. Thing is, we can't really control the shape of the cave this is gonna excavate that way. Like maybe it's gonna be bigger in the parts where I don't want it to be big, and maybe it's gonna hit our creeper farm, which is right over there. So what I think we should do, if we want to play it safe and actually get value from all of this TNT, which cost me many diamonds in the shopping district, and also a lot of miling around over here at the base, actually waiting for the gunpowder from our creeper farm. So yeah, blowing up our base in small controlled bursts is probably gonna be way more effective, I think, so we're gonna do that. Before we do that, however, I said doo-doo, how fun is that? We have this over here, which I presume is from enbentz, which means he found a tunnel, so that didn't last long at all before he found out about this. But hey, he gave us a elytra, how cool is that? And some emeralds and a dragon head. I will happily take them, thank you very much, enbentz. And more importantly, apparently we're wearing giant purple glasses now, which very much resemble those which Richie wears. So yeah, if you remember last episode, we gave Richie a small gift and he repaid us with this over here. Look at this, so many stacks of leaves, anvils, and most importantly, red mushroom blocks and spore blossoms. How amazing is that? And also mini blocks, I totally glanced over those. Look at that, that is very kind of you, Richie, and very stylish glasses as well. Thank you very much for that. I honestly don't know what we did to deserve all of these gifts, but I mean, I'll take them. Anyway, enough lollygagging around, let's get to blowing up some stuff. This place is crawling with these guys. Oh, it's impossible to light it all up. But hey, here it is. Here's our brand new hole we're gonna build our base, and this now definitely looks like a 2v2t base, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. So yeah, check it out from all the angles, because this is where we're gonna live. Also, an invisible spider. Those are pretty rare. Look at that, there you go. So yeah, we have our brand new hole excavated, and I'm pretty impressed with it. It actually turned out to be decently big. Still not as big as I wanted it to be though. I was hoping that we could get to like Y level 0, Y level 10, but if I fly down, I think we are at like Y level 20. No, Y level 34 actually. It's way more shallow than I expected. Of course, I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna slowly smooth out all of the edges. I'm gonna light this place all up so it's not as deadly. And you know, over the course of a few tens of episodes, this might actually start looking pretty cool. We're gonna add like some stalactites and stalagmites and stuff. And this is actually gonna be a big cave. All of these rooms are gonna be like their own separate things, right? But this main corridor in the middle of our base is gonna remain a cave, and I'm gonna decorate it as if it were a cave, and with this bridge in the middle, which is gonna overlook all of the builds that we will build over here, which I tried to preserve the bridge, or the outline for it, or whatever this thing was supposed to be, and I created a parkour challenge out of it instead, so there you go. Also, small damages over here, slight deterioration of the window, but nothing too major. A few missing jungle planks and lime glass blocks, but overall, yeah, that's basically all the damages that happened, which I'm surprised. I was actually expecting this whole creeper farm to get blown up, but luckily we actually went for the safer approach with these small bursts of explosions. Since we have a few undetonated explosives here, which I should probably take care of. Yeah, it's pretty hard to navigate this place, by the way, with all of the mobs spawning and the unnatural edges that you need to run around. It's a big mess. It's horrible. I mean, look at this. This doesn't look good at all. But I do have big plans. I do have big plans for this bottom area. Some of the explosions I did near the ceiling also revealed a big cave right above us as well, and I think we're gonna keep this. I was thinking of connecting up at this big cave, which is gonna overlook all of the rooms, right, with this one, but I think we're gonna keep this as a separate thing, and then we can have like a hole, and we will be able to overlook from this room into this room, and we're gonna keep them separated, but it's just a nice thing that we have this nicely excavated area prepared here if we want to use it. So yeah, that's a nice new revelation for the base and for the spaces of our base that we didn't know we had, as it usually goes with underground bases. So while I'm lighting this place up and I'm removing all of these rogue floating blocks, I guess I could talk to you about some of the plans that I have for this area. So of course, I've mentioned this 1,000 times, but we will have a big bridge leading from that place to the end of the cave, which is going to be over there, and there's also going to be another entrance into the base at that side of this island or this hill or whatever we are settled in. I don't know how to describe it honestly. And this bridge is gonna have supports which will go all the way down into a forest. So basically what I'm picturing over here is we're gonna have a walkway kind of all around the walls of the cave, underneath which there is gonna be a underground forest. And that is also gonna have another hole in it, which is gonna lead into even deeper parts of the base. You can basically kind of picture it as layers of different build styles layered on top of each other. So there's gonna be the bottom one, which is gonna be, I don't know what, the deep dark or something when that comes out. I don't know how early we're gonna get to working on that, but above that there's gonna be the forest, and above that there's gonna be a kind of a foundation walkway thing. I don't really have a style planned for this build that we're gonna do, but it's the build that we're gonna start working on today. And yeah, then there's gonna be the big open cave from which we will be able to see everything. But this is basically the layer I want to start working on today, because this layer is gonna house our storage system. And with the video that I'm gonna show you of our storage system, you might see that we are really struggling to keep ourselves organized. So if we want to actually be effective at making this base and making it as good as we can, we are definitely gonna need more storage-based infrastructure. Because if we don't do that anytime soon, I'm actually gonna go mad and I'm actually gonna start chucking chests all over this place, so we need something quick. But if you check this out, this is the staircase which leads into this sugarcane room, so that's how we're gonna get down here. There's obviously gonna be way more pathways to get down here, but this is gonna be one of the main ones. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on shaping this. I'm gonna think of a block palette and we'll get this new storage system up and running before I lose my marbles, which is very close to happening, mind you. Okay, time for a little bit of a progress update here. I think I do have something that I really want to show you guys, and it is this thing over here, which is gonna make our storage system ever so slightly more interesting to be around. But before I show you this, I am settled on the final style we're gonna go for. All of the screws you see over here was kind of like me thinking we could go medieval or something, but I really didn't like the vibe of it, so this is all gonna go. And what we're gonna go for is gonna be, drumroll, Forgotten Ruins. How cool is that? Or Overgrown Ruins, because we're gonna have a little bit of greenery, like creeping up all of this grayscale machinery that is gonna be built over here for our storage system. But yeah, I'm gonna show you this thing over here. This is Etho's, I believe he calls it the Octobox or the Octo Sorter. Okay, I just double checked so I wouldn't spread misinformation, but this thing is called a Octobox. So yeah, if you want to see how this thing is built and how it works and how it operates, link in the description. but it's a pretty small little fun machine. This is how the redstone in the back looks, this is what stores the shulkers, this is what actually makes them, go where they need to go. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into the details as to why it works, but I will show you how it works, and it works very, very well. So, as you see, this arrow is currently pointing at the hostiles sign over here, which is also marked with the sign color, same as the current active shulker over here. And if we flip this, it gets replaced by the one that it is facing right now, which is farming. So it's basically a selection system for shulkers, which is pretty cool. I think I really, really like this thing. It's so satisfying to look at. We do have to have a slab here, but I did mark it with the color blue, as you can see behind the sign there. So when we use this, we get the blue shulker, and this is gonna have, for example, Ant City stuff in it. And when we flick this, it's gonna be like the blue one, and that's gonna have ocean stuff in it, like kelp and sea pickles and tropical fish or something, I don't know. So yeah, that is what we're gonna be using for our storage, and not the entirety of our storage though. This is gonna be just a very small part of it. Over here we're probably gonna have like a 5x5 of chests, which are gonna house all of the basic needs that we accumulate. It's basically gonna be like a big junk chest wall, and then we're gonna have silos for stuff that we have a lot of over here. Probably stuff like cobblestone, stone, cobble deep slate, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's time for a progress update? Maybe. So, not a lot of... Oops, didn't mean to do that. And not a lot of stuff to talk about this build. Honestly, it's actually pretty basic, turns out. All of this stuff, we've done it a billion times on this channel now, but... yeah, here you go. Lots of stone bricks, as it usually was back in the day when I was working on Spruce Town in my Let's Play. But I mean, as far as the look or ruined, ruins go, or a ruined temple of some sort, yeah, I think this translates the vibe relatively well. I really like how this looks. Even from a distance, it's pretty good. We have a bunch of these arches all throughout, which... always add a nice bit of curving. And curving in a Minecraft build is actually pretty nice to have, because everything else around us is gonna be blocky, so this is gonna stand out ever so slightly more when we have these arches like this and whatnot. But yeah, to convey the ruinedness of this build, we have some walls missing over here, kinda like supports that have broken off. Cobblestone, which kinda looks like ruined stone brick. We have some bricks missing, like what we did over here. It looks kind of like a brick is missing out of a block, but it's just a stair over there. And yeah, what else? This pillar turned out really good, I think. So this is environmental storytelling over here. Here you can see kind of how a almost non-deteriorated pillar like this should look like. And then you get to see also how a deteriorated one looks. If we had both of these pillars completely fine and non-textured and just the way they are, this wouldn't really convey the age of the build that we're going for, right? So I think this is pretty good. And yeah, this is almost finished, by the way. I am just adding a little bit more texture to the ground over here, like so. We're going mostly for stone bricks and stone with patches of grass like this. Probably gonna bone meal this. I don't want any flowers though, because that's gonna add more color to this, and this is not supposed to look happy. Speaking of, this is kind of counterproductive now that I think about it, because these are really, really colorful thingies. And something that I forgot to mention, by the way, is that you can totally take out the shulker box from these things. It's not gonna get picked up by the hopper, because it is currently locked whenever it is in this state, so I can throw it over there and it's not gonna get picked up. Very, very nice. And you can still cycle through all of these as you go. You can't go too quickly because it's gonna break, so you need to take a little bit of your time. But yeah, once we get back to the nether, it's not gonna dispense anything, and then it continues the cycle again. So you are free to take out the shulkers out of this machine, which is really cool. We also have a clock over here, so we can tell what time of the day it is, because we're not really gonna have a way to tell once we actually finish building this cave, so this is gonna be a nice little thing to have. But yeah, other than that, that is basically all of the basics of the build done. Main thing is actually trying to make it look more overgrown now. Like, it's pretty overgrown. We do have some of that mossy cobblestone, and that grass over there does make quite a big difference. But I'm gonna try my best to add a little bit more stuff over here. We also need to play around with lighting a bit more, because having these torches around is definitely not an option. That is not something that I want to have in this build. But I also don't want to have any visible light sources, because if we have visible light sources, that kind of implies that there are people living in a place like this. And that kind of is counterproductive again with the whole ruined look, so we're probably gonna go for all of this hidden lighting underneath these moss carpets, which, oh my goodness, that is not a glowstone block. But oh my goodness, isn't it wonderful that we have stuff like this in the game now? How awesome is that you can have a moss block with a carpet next to it and it blends seamlessly all together like this, and then you can hide lighting under it. Well, I think this overall turned out to be a pretty good success, huh? I really like the vibe of this, so yeah, and that is really important because I am going to be spending a lot of time in this place, sorting my inventory, getting stuff, depositing stuff, so yeah, you always gotta put some extra effort into specifically this room because you're gonna be spending some time here. I did add a few trees, by the way, should mention, one over here and one back over there, and I did also fill... Oh, what's shooting? Still need to light this place up properly. Hopefully I don't get blown up by a creeper. I think we're good. Yeah, I did actually like terraform this ever so slightly, so it actually looks like it is on solid ground. So yeah, if you do reminisce, we did just do a one block like thing, just one block of blocks so we could walk on there, but now I actually added the whole like cliffside or whatever this is supposed to be with a door frame over here, because this is probably going to lead somewhere eventually, but definitely not today, because I don't even know what I would put over here. Thinking about it, probably could be a cool river over here for a part of our boat transportation system. Maybe? That's definitely way down the line. Now, right now we gotta focus on some of the other things, like if we want to do a river over here, we actually need to build the forest first and then build the river around it, so... Or maybe the other way around? Whatever, doesn't matter. Tangents. And I should probably mention that I didn't actually move basically any of our resources over here yet, and I'm probably gonna leave it to in between episodes, Bygl, because I definitely don't want to do it right now. And with that done, I think it's time for some Moonshine Tavern building. So, if you guys remember, I kinda glanced over this in the last episode, but someone left a sign saying 1 out of 5 stars has no hotel rooms, so you know what that means. We're gonna build some hotel rooms. And there's a few questions that I have with this. Some questions that I should probably answer before I start constructing something like this, but the question is... how do we monetize this? All in all, this is placed in the shopping district and we can't just let people, you know, stay in our establishment for free. That's not how it works. Yeah, I have no idea how we're gonna do this, but I know how we're gonna do the build itself. So we're gonna have the main room over here. This is kind of my experience with the average hotel room that I have been in. You have the main big room where you have the bed and the TV or whatever. This is more of a medieval establishment, so we're probably not gonna have a TV, although we do have a jukebox, so I don't know. But we have the main room and then we have like a bathroom in the back. This is like 5x4 and this is 3x4, so that's gonna be the whole hotel room, that's gonna be the whole package. And yeah, maybe we could like charge people to pay to stay here for a week, but I don't know how we would like evict them from the build then. Or maybe they could get like benefits for having a hotel room over here or something. And there you go, just like that, 2 hotel rooms fully operational in our tavern, and they look pretty cozy. I'm pretty proud of them. It's kind of minimalistic interior, mostly because we have basically no space to work with here, but people get 3 double chests of storage, like this. There is one slightly hidden down there, but you know, when you're working with the scale, then that is something that you gotta gotta work with. We have a few flower pots over here, a bed, bookshelves, paintings, light sources, and in the bathroom over here we have a ender chest and a toilet and sink and vent painting. It's not very exciting. It's not very exciting, but I think with the space that I gave myself to work with, I think it turned out relatively well. Same applies for this room, by the way. It's basically the same room, just the paintings are different. That's the only difference. Aha, so the monetization for this was kind of tricky to figure out, and I still don't think this is the way to go. But basically what I did is I'm gonna let people buy these permanently for 10 diamonds, which is maybe a little steep, but they do get to keep them for the rest of the season. So yeah, they get a bed, 162 slots of storage, an ender chest, a bathroom most importantly, but that's about it. Maybe we can give them like welcoming gifts if they actually decide to buy a room. But you can check out what I wrote here. It's pretty simple stuff, trying to be kind of a marketing manager for a bit. Saying stuff like, thank you for staying with us here at Moonshine Tavern, where customers mean everything. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to sound friendly so people actually buy these, since they're requesting for them. Anyway, yeah, people can go over here, they can write their name. If they deposit the 10 diamonds into this chest, then they are free to stay there forever. And if these two get filled up, then I'm probably gonna make a few more. Probably gonna build like a staircase here, and there's gonna be like a separate second floor for this. But yeah, our establishment is growing quite a bit, huh? Our buddy Mike, who we own this place with, he's figuring out some villager stuff, and he's gonna be supplying this place with food, which is very exciting. And we gotta figure out the potions. That's what I decided that I'm gonna do. If you remember, these are gonna be selling potions over here. So yeah, maybe next episode, maybe the episode after, but we're totally gonna do that very soon. So yeah, I hope peeps like the rooms, I hope we get a sale or two. But I did do a few more things here in the shopping district. Nothing too major, but just like these small pop-up things, like we have some lamp posts and signs saying what is where. So for example, this is Bucket Pals, that's over there. Bee Cave, that's over there, right behind the tree. Copper Golem, that is over there. So basically just signs that point in the directions of shops. Yeah, I know it's not much, but having a thing like this can make a place feel very much lived in compared to what it was before. Also, these lampposts are my personal first step removing all of these torches from the shopping district, because they don't look the best in my opinion. I mean, no offense to torch users, and I absolutely understand why they are here, because we don't want any of the shops blowing up. But man, I would love to have like lamp posts and some hidden lighting and stuff. Some people have already tried doing it, like we have some glowstone in the ground over here and glowstone in the ground over here as well. But there are still a lot of torches that need to be replaced. So yeah, I'm not gonna go fully over everything I did in the shopping district today. It's just a lot of small details. You will probably be able to see glances of them in other people's episodes. So yeah, I think we're gonna end the episode here. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Oh yeah, and I totally lost my helmet when we were blowing up the base. So now I'm wearing the good old blue one. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!